Hi, I'm Karen, and welcome to my Week 2 NFL picks. Now that Week 1 is out of the way, we have a better idea on how teams are playing this season. There were a lot of surprises in Week 1, teams that we thought were going to do really good didn't do so well, and teams that we didn't think were going to do so well did really good. So let's get right to my picks. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Now the Chiefs lost to Buffalo 41-7. They had a very weak performance, didn't really do much impressive on the field, and they're playing the Detroit Lions that won against Tampa Bay 27-20. Matthew Stafford did very well. They had a really good performance. They were a strong team, and I think the Detroit Lions are going to win that game. Baltimore Ravens and Tennessee Titans. What can we say about the Baltimore Ravens? They slaughtered the Steelers 35-7. They just basically dominated that game. They did very well. They had a lot of impressive plays. They were show that they are a strong team, and they will be a force to be reckoned with this season. The Tennessee Titans lost to the Jaguars 16-14. They are a much weaker team. They're not playing very good, so Baltimore Ravens will win that game. Now the Cleveland Browns and the Indianapolis Colts. The Cleveland lost to the Bengals 27-17. They had a weak performance. They really didn't do much too impressive. And they'll be playing against the Indianapolis Colts, which we all pretty much I was hoping they'd win, but we expected them to lose last week without Peyton Manning. But this time, hopefully Kerry Collins will be able to hold on to the ball and not fumble as much. And they did kind of give up last week, but they hopefully will make a comeback this week. It'll be a home game for the Colts. Peyton Manning hopefully will be on the sidelines, be able to use his knowledge with his team. He'll be there for support, and I think the Colts will be able to rally enough back, and the Colts are going to beat the Browns because they are a stronger team. Now the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. Now the Raiders, they are a strong team. They beat Denver 26-23. Jason Campbell did a really good job. And the Oakland Raiders, we do got to say, Sebastian Janikowski with his 63-yard field goal kick, which is the third person in history to kick that long of a field goal. Raiders did really well, but they're playing the Buffalo Bills, who won 41-7 against the Chiefs. Fitzpatrick had an amazing day. They did really good. They are the home team, and so I think Buffalo Bills are going to win that one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Minnesota Vikings. Now the Buccaneers, they lost 27-20 to Detroit. They had a good showing. Quarterback Freeman, he did a really good job, but they're a good team, but they're not really strong this season. The Minnesota Vikings, they lost to San Diego 24-17. They had a strong performance in the opening. They scored early, but Donovan McNabb did not do a very good job. They were very disappointed in his performance, but I think the Vikings are going to be the stronger team of the two, so I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to win that one. The Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. Now the Chicago Bears won 30-12 over Atlanta. Jay Cutler had a great job. They dominated that game. Brian Urlacher, he had interception and the fumble recovery for a touchdown. He is going to be playing in the game on Sunday because he did go back to practice. My thoughts go out to Brian Urlacher, who did lose his mother this last week unexpectedly, but he is going to be back and playing this game, so it will be a very emotional game for them. New Orleans Saints, they lost 42-34 to the Green Bay Packers with Drew Brees and Darren Sproles. They had a great performance right down there to the last play on the 1-yard line. It was very close there at the end, but I think the New Orleans Saints are going to win this game against Chicago. Jacksonville Jaguars and New York Jets. The Jaguars won 16-14 over Tennessee. 3 of those scores, though, came from field goals. New York Jets, they beat Dallas 27-24. Mark Sanchez had a very poor quarterback rating, but then the Dallas were able to control Revis for a lot of that game. But I think against Jacksonville, the New York Jets are going to win that one. Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Seattle Seahawks lost 33-17 to the 49ers. They had a lot of difficulties. Quarterback Jackson didn't really do too good of a job. They had a lot of struggles. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 7 turnovers and 7 points scored. Ben Roethlisberger and the whole gang there, the whole team, they kind of fell apart. They made a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers, as the same amount of points and same amount of turnovers, but they will pull it together. They do need to show that they, are the team that they were last year. They're getting older, but they are a much better team than they were last week. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win that one. Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Redskins. The Cardinals won 28-21 against Carolina. It was a close game. Quarterback Kolb did a good job. But the Washington Redskins, Rex Grossman had a really good game. He really showed that he deserved to be the first string quarterback. The starting quarterback, that was a great game. I liked their intensity and their energy throughout the whole game. And they won 28-14 over the Giants. So I think in this matchup, the Washington Redskins are going to win. The Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. Now the Packers, they won against the Saints. Rodgers had a great performance. They are the more experienced team, more experienced quarterback. And they're playing the Carolina Panthers that lost to Arizona 28-21. Cam Newton, he had a strong performance. He had a record-breaking performance for a rookie. But I don't think it's enough against the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers are going to win that matchup. Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. The Cowboys lost to the Jets. They played okay. They had a lot of mistakes, but they were doing really well until the end. Tony Romo basically lost that one with his late game interception fumble, but overall I think they did a decent job. The San Francisco 49ers, they won 33-17 over Seattle. Quarterback Smith did a good job. Ginn Jr. did great. 4 of their scores came from field goals. This game, actually, I was like Dallas, and then I was like, no, San Francisco. But then I went back to Dallas. I was looking at Bill Sims on Inside the NFL picks, and I think I'm going to stick with the Dallas. I think Dallas is going to pull the win out on that one. Now, San Diego Chargers and the New England Patriots. This game is the one I'm looking most forward to watching. I think this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a close game. You got San Diego Chargers. They're a strong team. Quarterback Rivers is a really good quarterback. They won 24-17 against Minnesota. They have a lot of talent. The New England Patriots, they won 38-24 over Miami. Tom Brady broke a passing record with 517 yards. He's the 5th overall quarterback to do that in a game. The 5th with 517 yards for the highest passing record in the game. The Patriots had an awesome record. Stats from last week's game, they just played great, and that's going to be a great matchup. But I think the New England Patriots are going to pull out the win. It's a home game, and they've won their last 28 regular season home games. Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. Now the Bengals won 27-17 over Cleveland. Quarterback Dalton is hurt. He injured his wrist, but he is going to be playing in the game. So that don't know how that's going to affect the way he's playing. The Denver Broncos, they lost 26-23 to Oakland. Kyle Orton is going to be the quarterback, even though the fans do want Tebow to be in there in the quarterback position. So Orton better do some good stuff early on so the crowds don't keep chanting Tebow. But I think that they played well. It's a home game for the Broncos, so I think the Broncos are going to pull out this win. Houston Texans and Miami Dolphins. Another one that's kind of could go either way. But the Texans, they're strong. Quarterback Schaub did a good job. They won 34-7 over the Colts. They were a much stronger team than the Colts going in. The Miami Dolphins, they lost to the Patriots, but Chad Henne, Reggie Bush, they did a really good job. They were a strong matchup. They played really well. I like what I saw at the Dolphins. I think the Texans are going to pull this one out, but it's going to be a close game. It's kind of tossed in the air with which one. I'm kind of a little split on that one, but I think the Texans are going to win. Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons. The Eagles won 31-13 over the Rams. Vic played really good. They had a great, strong team. I did like what I saw. The Atlanta Falcons lost 30-12 with Chicago. Quarterback Ryan was very weak. He made a lot of mistakes. The team just fell apart. They had a lot of turnovers. I wasn't impressed with the Falcons. They did not play as good as I thought they would play. They should come back in this season, but I don't think they'll be strong enough against the Eagles, and I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win that one. Now the St. Louis Rams and the New York Giants. Now the Rams, they lost 31-13 to the Eagles. Quarterback Bradford, he did get injured in the game, but he is playing. The Rams had a lot of key injuries. They fell apart. They made a lot of mistakes. They are the weaker team. The New York Giants, they lost 28-14 to Redskins. They had some struggles, but Eli did make the first touchdown. He ran in the ball for the first touchdown. It was very good. They made a lot of good plays. I liked what I saw. They do, had some problems, but I think the New York Giants are definitely going to pull out this win over the Rams. Now, so to go over my picks for this week, we have the Lions over the Chiefs, the Ravens over the Titans, the Colts over the Browns, the Bills over the Raiders, the Vikings over the Buccaneers, the Saints over the Bears, the Jets over the Jaguars, the Steelers over the Seahawks, the Redskins over the Cardinals, the Packers over the Panthers, the Cowboys over the 49ers, the Patriots over the Chargers, the Broncos over the Bengals, the Texans over the Dolphins, the Eagles over the Falcons, and the Giants over the Rams. So those are my picks for week 2 in the NFL. So everyone, go enjoy football and see you next week.